So I said I would record me doing activity 16 from week 2, which is this card layout. So what we're given is this picture, and we're supposed to make this picture into an HTML web page. So as I blow it up a little bit, there's a couple things I notice. And again, we're using Bootstrap. So this is using the Bootstrap library. We have this nav bar, but there's no nav on it. We'll go ahead and use the Bootstrap library, but we'll strip out all the stuff or hide it or something. This negative space and this negative space shows that everything here is inside of a container. This is a card. This is a Bootstrap card. You'll notice that it is up against the nav here. So this about me only goes this far. We have some negative space here, some negative space here. So I'm going to assume that this is a column and this is a column, and that these are in the same row. And again, we're taking the nav bar out of this. It's not going to be in the container. So our container includes this stuff. So just visualizing, we got one column, two columns. This is, if we're just eyeballing this and we got 12 grid spaces, this feels like, well, it feels like this is 3/4 of the space across, and this is about 1/4. So that means if this is 3/4, we need this column to be 8 grid spaces wide, from probably medium size up. And that this would be 4 grid spaces wide. So, is that right? No. Does that seem right? No, it's not right. So, sorry, this would be 9. 9 grid spaces wide, and this would be 3, because 12 divided by 4 is 3. So 1/4 is 3. So this is 3/4. It's going to be 9 grid spaces. Then if I come in here and I look what's going on inside this row, let's just make sure I got this right. And, I'm eyeballing this, so maybe it's 8 and 4, maybe it's 9 and 3. Let's start with 9 and 3 and see if it goes good from there. We can make adjustments as needed. But inside here, let's see. This kind of looks like it's the same thing. Like this might be 1/4, and then this is 3/4. I don't know. Now I'm starting to eyeball this a little bit different. It feels like it could be, this could be 2/3 and this is 1/3. Not sure. I think we'll start laying it out. We'll see. As you can see, what's the right answer? It's the one that works. My eye is just kind of estimating here, but once I start laying it out, I'll know. We can get this placeholder image from placehold.it. It's a web page. We'll go there and we can build one from there. So, without further ado, let's actually start building. I'm going to create a new file, index.html. I'm going to use again, this is Emmet abbreviation. That will get me started. Bootstrap portfolio. And let's start with a nav bar. Well, before I even get that far, since we're using Bootstrap, I need to go get the CSS. So come over here, get Bootstrap, get started, copy this link here, bring it into the head, save. Now we're ready to use Bootstrap. The first thing we said is we're going to use a nav on the top, so we can go over to the Bootstrap components, go to the nav bar, and scroll down. I'll take this. Now again, we're going to end up erasing all of this, but I'm going to copy it, bring it into my page. It's the first thing in the body. If I save this, let's take a look at what it looks like. I'm going to open it in default browser. Okay, so it does go all the way across. If we compare it to our picture, our navbar is a different color. than this one. This one's a light color. The one in the picture is a darker color. Well, if we look at this, we can actually use these classes to change the color of our navbar. These are navbar light and background light. Let's copy this. Or actually, we can come to navbar. Instead of using navbar light, let's use navbar dark and BG dark. And maybe this will get what I want. I'm going to refresh the page. Okay, now we're cooking with gas. We're cooking. So in order for this to look like this picture, and maybe just for making it easy, no, I can't do that. It won't let me drag this out here. I don't think. Nope. Oh, perfect. Cool. Actually, well, I'll open this again, live server. Okay, so there's what our goal, and this is what we've got so far. So it means I got to erase all this stuff. So let's go into our code and remove it. We need the nav bar, but we don't need this button. Because we don't even have that. Inside here, we actually don't have any list items. I'm just going to remove those. See what our page looks like. Okay, so we removed all those, but we still have this search section, which is right. So all I did is I emptied this unordered list, because the unordered list is the thing that's holding our menu items. And then I don't need the search form, so I'm taking that out. Save. I look at this, my nav bar looks like this nav bar. Perfect. Okay. Next, after nav, I can create my container. I'm going to use a main and give it the container class. Oops, got to spell container right though. And there's my container. And what did we say? We want, well, we need a row. So here's my row, class row. And then I thought that this could be, if we go to the picture, this could be 2/3, 1/3, or it could be 3/4, 1/4. Let's start with 2/3. So 12 divided by 3 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So I got to make a column. Let's make a div with the class call dash 8, no, mid dash 8. So, and then I need another one that is mid 4. So what that does is it gives us, here's 8, this is 4. And the first thing that shows up in my call is an H1. H1. And it says about me. Okay. The next thing, well, let's see. In our call 4 then, out here, we need a card, right? So let's go to the, this is what we got so far, but we need a card over here. So go to our card component, and we don't want one that looks like this. Maybe they've got ours looks like that. See how that right there? Ours looks like this. So I want to copy this piece of text, or this piece of code, bring it in, and it's going into my, I'm just going to drop it in wholesale. Save that. Refresh. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. See how this is up against here? And the about me, it's about the same level as that card title. So yeah, we're looking pretty good. The next thing I need to do is build this piece. So it's going to be in the same column as this about me here. So that means I come up here. I can add a row that shows up below that about me, or I know that this header goes all the way across. See how, if I bring my inspector, that about me goes all the way across, so I don't really need to make a row. I could probably, well, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to put my internal columns inside of a row. That's what I'm going to do. I don't need to put this in a row. I don't need to put the header in a row. So I'm going to create a div class equals row, and going to create a column for the image itself, class. And this one I'm fairly certain is, if we look at it, this is 1/4, that's 3/4. So we want 1/4 of this column. So what we'd set here is, in this call, it would be 1/4, so that's 12 divided by 4 is 3, so md-3, and here I need an image, so img, and if I go to placehold.it, I think it needs to be HTTPS. It tells me how to build this. So if I want an image like this, if I want just a square image, this is how I do it. So my square image is going to be 150 pixels wide. So src, the source for this image is this link. Take care of that. I don't want that in there. And save there. So now if I look at my thing, that doesn't look right. Something's not working. Maybe it's because, is it like this? I'm trying to remember how it works. No, something's not working. They've given me. Maybe I need to leave all that jazz in there. No, that just breaks it. This needs to have a properly formed tag, and that should work, but it's not working. Maybe it's because it's locally hosted. Perfect. Not sure why. Maybe 150 by 150. This should work. Still not working. Maybe it's like this. This is the old way to do it. Still not showing up. Let's inspect this, see what's going on. 404 not found. Still not found. Okay. Totally a buzzkill. Specify the width first, if I'm reading this correctly. Yeah, it's still not working. So, what are some other places to get placeholder images? I don't know why it's not working, and I'm just done with trying. Let's try lorem pixum. So, let's get a square image. I'm going to use this. Look at that. That's awesome. What's cool about this is that it'll actually give you a real image. Copy and paste this in. Instead of 200, I'm going to use 150. Come back to our site. Boom. Cool. Now we got an image. Yay. Go back to here, card layout. Here's this lorem ipsum piece. So in the column right next to it, call dot or dash md dash 9. So because that is going to be 3/4 of width, and here we can just throw some more on it. So save that. Come look at our portfolio. There's not as much text as what's here, but at least it lays out correctly. So I have this thing which can give me a little bit more. Look at that. I can ask for more. I have, this is a, when I say this thing, it is a Chrome extension that gives me lorem ipsum. Cool. So here is the title, the image, the batch of text, and here is the card title, or the card that we got, the Bootstrap card, which is basically what we're trying to lay out here. The only difference being this uses something from placeholder.com, but it's not working, so we're using something else. And the lorem ipsum is a little different. Okay, hopefully this activity is explanatory for you.